Hey guys, this is Gemmy Reviews and Repairs, and today what I have for you guys is another repair video. So this is a witch I just got off of eBay probably about a month ago, and everything works great except for the right arm right there. I guess would be her left, my right. That arm does not work, and I will demonstrate that for you right now. So yeah, pretty much everything works at it, even the light works, so it's not necessarily a bad connection to the pole. But yeah, that hand just does not go down, and I have no idea what's going on. So I figured I'd videotape it and kind of educate you guys on how these floating ghosts work. I'll open up the bar there, just the one for the arm that's not working, and maybe you guys will learn something and could fix your own ghosts if you have issues. So without further ado, let's get right into the repair. So obviously when it comes to repairing these guys, you gotta just disconnect it from everything else. So this is the problem bar here. So obviously the rest work just fine. I don't need it to be connected to the rest of them, only for testing purposes. So I will just disconnect that pole there. And then obviously the hand also does not need to be connected to it either. So we're just gonna also disconnect the hand like so. And for ease of use when I'm trying to do this, I'm also going to disconnect it from the hanging string as well, just so I can just have the pole by itself. Alright, there it is. So when you're working with these floating ghost poles, there's going to be a bunch of different poles, different generations, different ghosts. They're all going to be together a different way. In this case, this one is the plug-in and a separate motor version. There's also another version of the pole that is not necessarily a motor in here. A little sneak peek to one I'm trying to go, that is another floating ghost one with the track, or whatever you call that. A really long pole that controls all three arms. All the motors are in the center pole. But this one has one motor in each pole. So there is a motor in here that connects through this little plug-in cord thing right there. And yeah, that is what's separate from the rest of the pole. They're not all three in the middle. Each pole has a separate motor controlling this string. So that means the problem is in this pole. And all I gotta do is take it apart. And by doing that, we should be able to see what we're doing. So there are two screws. There's one right here and one right here. This hole is just the thing that holds in those pegs for the rest of the bars, but you just simply take a Phillips screwdriver and you can just take out the screws for that. Okay, I think it is loose, so that's good enough. And then you get the second screw going out of there. Once they're pretty loose, you should be able to just separate it out like so. So this is what you'll be seeing here. Now this is a lot simpler than the middle pole version that I'm also trying to fix, which I'm having a lot of issues with. So yeah, this one should be at least a little bit easier. So you're going to see a motor thing here. There's the motor, which controls a belt right in there. And that belt is going to be controlling a gearbox right here. And then this is the pulley that holds the strings in place. So obviously it's not going down, the motor is not working, and something's not connecting right. But, however, everything else seems to work. The light that is right here does turn on. This sound sensor, the sound sensor does work. So obviously that's doing good. But for some reason, this motor right here is not working. And yeah, I just want to find out the reason why. So I think the only plan of action to really do with this is just take it apart. Now unfortunately this is really tight against here, so I can't take it all the way out. Wonder if I can just kind of force it a little bit and pull it out. I've done that before. If it's not even coming out, there's something going on here, so I might need to just do some taking apart on my own here. I also see the belt is kind of crooked right there. It's on the two different pulley shafts, but I don't know why they're exactly like that. But in any case, one way or another, we are going to figure out what is going on with this whole setup here. Oh, I wonder if that was holding it in. Was the motor just pushed? Oh, I may actually have figured something out without having to do anything. So I noticed that the motor was pulled out like this, causing that thing to be crooked. This screw is not clearly holding it in. If you push it forward, I don't think the motor is able to even move if it's not pushed forward. I'm just going to take this out and then place it in there and screw it back in. That might be all that's causing the issues here. I don't know. At least the belt is straight now, and it's able to turn. So I'm just going to try that and see if the motor was just being held back by that. I don't even know how that's possible, to be honest with you. But that might have been the cause. So now we're just going to put everything back together. This goes in here like that. Everything else is laid out as it should be. So I'll just close it up here. There we go. There we go. After some fiddling around with the wires, it is back together. So do the same thing. Screw it in. Stick them in their respective holes. Screw them down. Alright, so it is all back together. So the only way to test it is to put it on the rest of the witch. So let's see what happens. Alright, so A to A, back on together. Okay, attach the hanger back on there so I can hang it back up and test. Okay, and last but not least, the actual hand that it's going to go on this here. Perfect. Well, only one thing to do, hang it up and give it a test. If it doesn't work, we'll be back on the table, try and troubleshoot some more. Alright, here's the moment of truth. I have not tested it yet. Let's see if it actually fixed it or if I have to take it back apart again. Oh, perfect. That was it. Great. That is awesome. So I hope you guys saw that okay, because the motor that's in here was actually pushed up against the rest of the gearbox, preventing it from spinning. I don't know how that happened. I just simply unscrewed that motor screw, pushed the motor all the way back in so that belt wasn't crooked anymore, screwed it back together, and yeah, that actually made the motor spin freely, and that is awesome. So that is fully repaired right there. And again, I am very sorry this is such a short repair video like my mini Swami Spirit Ball was. But yeah, that is just the simple fix it took. A lot of these animatronics do have simple fix, whether it be replacing a gear or whatever else. So yeah, always look it up. Always look up if there's a way to fix it. Always open them up and see if that would, you know, fix them or not. I hope at least this educated you guys at least a little bit on how these floating ghosts work, especially the inside of the poles, what they kind of look like. And yeah, I appreciate you watching it anyways. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe for more repair videos. I got a very advanced one coming up on another floating ghost. It's actually one I have never shown on the channel before, and a very rare one, actually. So if you guys want to see that, make sure to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.